In the heart of the southwestern region of Nigeria, nestled among rolling hills and lush greenery, lay a small, bustling town named Adu-Odo. Life here was simple, with the rhythm of the day dictated by the rising and setting of the sun. The people were hardworking, their lives intertwined by shared stories, traditions, and a deep sense of community. But, as in every community, there were whispers, secrets that drifted like the Harmattan wind, unseen but felt by all. It was during one such Harmattan season, when the dry, dusty wind swept through the town, that Kemi, a young, senior secondary school girl, returned home for a brief break. Kemi, known for her kind heart and strong will, had always been the pride of her family. Her mother, Iyabo, a widow with 3 other children, had done everything within her power to ensure that Kemi and her siblings had a good education, even if it meant making personal sacrifices. One morning, as Kemi walked through a narrow alley on her way to the local market, she heard a faint cry. It was weak, barely audible over the sound of the bustling market ahead. She paused, her ears straining to catch the sound again. There it was, a soft, pitiful wail coming from a pile of refuse near the edge of the alley. Curiosity and concern tugged at her as she approached the heap. As she dug through the refuse, her heart raced with fear and anticipation. Then, beneath a torn piece of cloth, she found him, a tiny, frail baby boy, abandoned and left to die. His cries were weak, his small body covered in grime, but his eyes, those tiny, bright eyes, were wide open, pleading for help. Kemi's heart melted. Without a second thought, she wrapped the baby in her scarf and hurried home. When she burst through the door, her mother looked up from the pot of stew she was stirring, her eyes widening in shock. Kemi, what is this? Iyabo asked, rushing over to see the small bundle in her daughter's arms. I found him, Mama, Kemi said, her voice trembling. Someone left him at the refuse site. We can't leave him there. Iyabo looked at the baby, her heart softening immediately. She had always been a woman of great compassion, and the sight of the helpless child stirred something deep within her. Bring him here, she said, taking the baby from Kemi's arms and cradling him gently. We will take care of him. But not everyone in the household shared Iyabo's sentiments. Kemi's siblings, especially her older brother Dele and younger sister Sade, were less than thrilled with the new addition to their already struggling family. Why should we care for someone else's problem? Dele grumbled one evening, his arms crossed as he glared at the baby sleeping peacefully in a makeshift crib. We can barely afford to take care of ourselves. He's not our blood, he added, his tone laced with disdain. Who knows where he came from? What if he brings bad luck to our family? Kemi's heart arched at his words, but Iyabo was quick to silence him. Enough, she said firmly, her voice leaving no room for argument. This child is now part of our family, and we will treat him as such. What matters is not where he came from, but what we make of his future. Despite Iyabo's words, the resentment from Dele and Sade grew as the years passed. They never missed an opportunity to remind Tunde, as the boy was named, of his humble and mysterious origins. They would tell anyone who would listen that he was nothing more than a burden, an outsider who had no rightful place in their home. Tunde, however, was a resilient child. Despite the harsh words and cold shoulders, he thrived under the love and care of Kemi and Iyabo. He was a bright student, always eager to learn, and his infectious smile and kind heart won over many in the community, even if his own siblings refused to accept him. As Tunde grew older, the weight of his siblings' scorn became heavier. He was often ridiculed at school, not just by other children, but sometimes even by the teachers who knew of his background. Yet, Tunde remained steadfast. He refused to let their words define him. He had a dream, a burning desire to rise above the circumstances of his birth and prove that he was more than what people thought of him. Kemi, who had now graduated and was working as a teacher, became Ton's biggest supporter. She would often sit with him late into the night, helping him with his studies and encouraging him to keep pushing forward. Iyabo, despite her age, continued to work hard, making sure that Tunde had everything he needed to succeed. Then came the turning point. One day, while attending a regional science competition, Ton's project caught the attention of a prominent entrepreneur who was impressed by the young boy's intelligence and determination. The entrepreneur offered Tunde a scholarship to study abroad, an opportunity that would change his life forever. The news of Ton's scholarship spread quickly through the town. While Kemi and Iyabo were overjoyed, Dele and Sade were left in shock. The boy they had once scorned, the boy they had always seen as a burden, was now about to embark on a journey that would take him far beyond the limitations of their small town. Years later, Tunde returned home, not just as a successful man but as a beacon of hope and inspiration for others. He had built a life for himself that was filled with purpose and success. Dele and Sade, on the other hand, found themselves struggling, their lives marred by poor decisions and missed opportunities. But Tunde, despite everything, held no grudge against them. He offered them help, extending a hand of forgiveness and understanding. It was a testament to the love and values that Kemi and Iyabo had instilled in him. In the end, the story of Ton's life became a legend in Adu-Odo, a reminder to everyone that it is not where you come from that defines you, but what you choose to become. Moral lesson. The story of Tunde teaches us that love and compassion can change the course of a person's life. It shows that our origins do not determine our destiny, and that with determination and the right support, we can rise above any circumstance. It also serves as a reminder to treat everyone with kindness and respect, for we never know the greatness that lies within them.